Hey everybody, this is Adam Haverstock, Director of Government Affairs and Tourism at the Greater Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce. Today I'm coming to you with a special Capital Connection talking about the City of Thousand Oaks General Plan Update Land Use Alternative Maps. Wow, that's a mouthful. Why does it matter to you, and what can you do to get involved? We're going to talk about it in just a second. Okay, so before I begin, I do want to say that there are official resources from the City of Thousand Oaks about the general plan, about the housing element, this update, and the 3 land use alternative maps. They have created a 2-hour webinar that they recorded that you can watch if you want to get information straight from the source. They also created a briefing book that is about 58 pages, and if you want to go through that and get all the detail, it's all in there, and I'm going to link to that information in the comments of this video. What I'm going to try and do here is in about 4 to 5 minutes explain all of the top level concepts, all of the basic top level information that you need to know in order to take action on the plan and get involved. So this is what we're going to cover in this video. We're going to talk about what a general plan is. We're going to talk about what is staying the same in the plan, and we're going to talk about what is subject to change. We're going to talk about the land use maps, the 3 different alternatives being proposed. We're going to talk about the Chamber's position on those maps, and then I'm going to talk about how to get involved through taking the survey. So a general plan is a long-term planning document that is going to plan for the next 25 years of the City of Thousand Oaks. And among other things, it determines what kind of things can be built on different parcels of land throughout the city. This is called land use. The first general plan was written in 1970, and this is an update of that plan. I think the first thing we want to talk about is what is staying the same, and that is a lot. So within the proposed plan, none of the parks and open space are going to be affected. None of the residential single-family neighborhoods are going to be affected as well. We are talking about 92% of the city that is going to remain unchanged, and only 8% of the city is going to be subject to change. Here's a map that comes out of the briefing book that shows you the areas of change here in purple. You'll see that that's only about 8% of the city. Everything else you see on the map is not going to change at all from its current usage. So all of our single-family neighborhoods are going to stay the same. Our parks, our open spaces are all going to stay the same. There's going to be no changes in that area. I think it's also worth mentioning that the total number of housing units within the City of Thousand Oaks is not going to change at all. That is subject to strict legal statute. So it's not going to go up, it's not going to go down. The same number of housing units that were planned for in the 1970 general plan are the same number of housing units that'll be in this updated plan. So what is going to change? So only 8% of the city's land is being considered for changes. And these changes are mainly about considering residential use, commercial use, industrial use, or a mix of commercial and residential called mixed use. And we're also discussing at what density can each of these different uses be considered. And also, this is just a plan that talks about what could be developed in certain parts of the city. Nothing is saying that these are definitely going to be developed. In order to be developed, a developer would have to make a financial decision to move forward on a development. They would have to go to the city and apply for a permit to build the development they wish to build, and they would have to get approved. So there are still additional processes down the road to provide oversight for what's developed within the city. The City of Thousand Oaks has had staff collecting information about preferred uses within the city for over a year now. And they have boiled all of that feedback down into 3 alternative maps that are being considered. Again, all 3 of these maps are going to produce the same number of housing units. The difference is where are housing units going to be placed inside the city. And so there's a lot of detail in the different maps, but I've tried to simplify it here for you all. Alternative 1 is a map that provides higher housing density in fewer places throughout those different areas of change, that 8% we talked about. Alternative 2 provides medium density housing all over the place. So that way housing can be put more places at a lower density. Alternative 3 is called the jobs map, and this provides for higher density housing, plus it has areas of industrial use where there's no housing at all instead of using mixed use. So that way the possibility to create more jobs is in the map. The Chamber of Commerce Executive Committee got together and reviewed all 3 of these alternative maps in great detail, and after discussion decided that Alternative 1 is probably the best balance of providing housing and opportunities for jobs growth. While it's great that map number 3 would provide the most jobs. The truth is that business owners need places for their employees to live. We need workforce housing within the community. And so alternative 1 is going to provide a good balance of providing lots of workforce housing and providing opportunities for jobs within the city. And so the Chamber is recommending that members of our community support the alternative 1 map. So the City of Thousand Oaks is only taking feedback on the land use maps via one method, and that's an online survey. You need to take the survey before March 1st in order for your comments to be included when staff puts together their recommendations for the Planning Commission and the City Council. Anyone who lives or works in Thousand Oaks is a stakeholder. So that means any employee at a Thousand Oaks business, including all of our Chamber members and all of our Chamber members' employees, are eligible to take the survey. So we are asking community members, including our Chamber members, to fill out the survey. And I have a link to the survey here on the slide, but we'll also have it in the comments of this video. And the survey does take about 5 minutes to complete. It has a lot of questions, but they go pretty quickly. And you can fill out the survey however you like. More than anything, we'd like input, but the Chamber is recommending alternative 1 as the preferred map. So at the Chamber, we know that land use is a complicated topic, and not everyone feels comfortable or qualified enough to make their opinions heard. But we want to assure you that it's very important that your opinion is heard. The Chamber has created a scorecard that shows what survey answers will most likely correspond to supporting alternative map 1, and if you want, you can use this scorecard to assist you when you fill out your survey. The link to the Chamber scorecard is in the comments of this video. More than anything, what we want at the Chamber is for a lot of members of the public to get engaged on this issue and make their opinions heard. So please take some time to fill out the survey. Also tell your family, friends, and neighbors to take the survey. And finally, if you're a business owner, tell your employees, tell your clients, and tell your vendors to take the survey as well, so everyone's voices can be heard. If you have any additional questions about the land use alternative maps, you can contact me at the Chamber, and I'd be happy to talk you through it. Our phone number is listed here and also our email address. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you at the next video.